Hello, and welcome to our Hunkered Down Home Alone Together Happy Holidays. I am so glad that you are wanting to share this time with me. You're probably wondering still a little bit, what is this all about? Well, for one thing, let's be honest. There are things we would rather be doing on these holidays. We'd rather be seeing our family. We'd rather be flying, driving, hugging, visiting, all that good stuff. And that's not going to happen this year for many of us. And I would really like to say for the really awakened ones, because I was quite shaking my head when I saw the crowded airports, and I'm going like, do you not get what's going on here? I check the statistics every day to see what's going on, and it has not been looking good. It's downright scary. Why would we put ourselves in harm's way for one holiday? I guess some of us just have that rebellious spirit. And so we have to look at that, because there's a lot of people that have a sense of entitlement, saying, you can't keep me from my holidays. I want to go see my family. I'm going to go see my family. So I prefer to stay safe and have, chances are, far more holidays with my friends and family because I took care of myself. Now, it's hard to admit that something is big and scary that would keep us home, but I made that decision to stay home, and I hope that you made that decision as well, because I think that we're going to come out of it better, stronger. We remember back in March, as a matter of fact, it was about 9 months and 3 days ago that we started the corona confinement. But let's not look at this as a bad thing or a punishment. That's what I said then, and I think most of us made it through that better than those of us who did not stay at home and change their mind. You change your mind, you change your life. We are just too entitled sometimes. We want it the way we want it, and we don't give a darn about the potential consequences. Well, the consequences are there. So let's just make up our minds. We're going to be home for the holidays, even if that means we're going to be home alone. Because first of all, we may be home alone with our family, our family that we live with. We may be home alone all by ourselves, or we may share a home with someone else. So we are home alone together, and we're together here and we're together there, and some of us are just alone here, but we still have 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A lot of people, this is when happy hour starts, or might I even say attitude adjustment starts, because that's where we're starting to change our attitude, because we change our attitude, we change our life. So I invite you during this, our afternoon visits, get yourself some coffee, some tea, some whatever. I have my old faithful hibiscus tea that I have in the afternoon, which anybody that has blood pressure, you'd like it a little lower and you're not on medication, you might want to try hibiscus tea. It really did a lot for me. All right, what is this? This is an afternoon visit taking us through the holiday season when we are very much home alone. So who's involved? You're involved. I'm involved. I make a commitment that I'm going to be here every day. Now, if I can't be here, you can be sure I will notify you. What I am not going to do is I am not going to notify every day like I do with the False Gods evening class. That I'm going to just let that go, and you will not get a message. You're a grown-up. 4 o'clock, you'll see me pop on. See, 4 o'clock is kind of my special time anyway, because that's the time when I take my afternoon breather. And it may include a nap, but not till we're done visiting. And you're a part of it. Thank you for the little kitty. Appreciate that. And happy that you're here with me. Such a surprise, Lenny. Now, that's another thing. This is different than our book study because as I see your names come up, now I don't see everybody's name. If we're not friends on Facebook already, I won't see your name, so I can't say anything unless you actually comment. Your comments are totally invited. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be looking for your input. I'm going to want to know, I may ask you if you can share a recipe or a picture. I don't know if you attach a picture to this, if it's going to show up or not, but I know some people put them in threads, so let's give that a shot if we can. I'm trying to learn how to share my screen so we can do recipes like that and stuff. So we're all involved. You can private message me. You can email me to let me know if you want to share something that you're unable to share in the feed as we're visiting. Why am I doing this? I want you to keep your spirits up and not to let this get you down, especially if you're alone or if you're separated from your family because you've got children at school that can't come home, or if you're stuck with kids that came home and they can't go back. That's another way to look at it. But y'all want to have a peaceful, happy holidays. That's what we're looking at. So that's why we're doing it. We don't want any depression. We don't want any feeling sorry for ourselves. We better watch out because what we expect is what we get. So I'm setting an expectation today that we're going to have the greatest time between now and New Year's. Who knows? Maybe I'll stretch it to the Epiphany because that's what I like to do anyway. We're going to have some crafts. Now, we're not going to have crafts every day, but we will have crafts. We'll have jokes. We'll have stories. We'll have recipes. I'll make some stuff and share it with you, tell you how to enjoy the holidays. We're going to use the National Day calendar. I didn't bring mine up. I forgot what it had in it. I brought it up. But one of the things that today is National Taiwan Day. Now, don't go thinking I'm expecting everybody to start getting some cocktails. That's up to you. Taiwan talks about aprons. And I have an apron right here that I'm going to tie on in a little while because I'm going to do a little recipe. And it's not really cooking. It shouldn't count, but it does. Okay, now I'm going to show you this recipe, and you're probably going to go, ooh, but I'm going to promise you it is absolutely clean. But this apron is about 26 or 27 years old. My precious daughter-in-law, April, was babysitting the grandkids one day, their children, my grandchildren, and she had the kids put their little handprints on it and gave it to me as a gift. As a matter of fact, I think there's a date on here. Nope, there's the kids' birth dates. So it was probably, one of them says 1994, so it's probably around 1996. So we know this is an oldie, but it's a goodie. And it's not just an apron. It looks like an apron, but it's not just an apron. This is love. I put on the love. I put on the love that April had in her heart when she made it for me. And I put on the love of my grandbaby's handprints all on that. And I put on the love of the fact that it's a gift and the excuse me, the many memories I've had as I cooked with them and for them. Alrighty then. Now, another thing about your apron, Taiwan Day, is that, why do you wear an apron? If you were asked by most people, why do you wear an apron? You'd probably say, to keep my clothes clean, right? But, excuse me, someday I'll learn how to breathe through my nose when I'm getting excited instead of through my mouth. You wear an apron both to keep the clothes clean and the food clean. You probably noticed Tishy was up on my lap. She's a very affectionate cat, and she's with me a lot. We don't want cat hair in the food, and we don't want the food on our clothes. So it goes both ways. We'll talk more about that later. So we'll be using the National Calendar Day. It's going to be 4 o'clock Monday. I'm thinking every day of the week, but I'm going to guarantee pretty much Monday through Friday. And that means Thanksgiving too, because some of you will be alone on Thanksgiving. I will be alone on Thanksgiving. I do have a video chat that I will be doing with my children. Lord willing, they all got the message, and they'll go on to Zoom, which I have never hosted a Zoom meeting. I've done Zoom meetings, but I haven't hosted one. So guess who's watching YouTube videos today on how to run a Zoom meeting? Now, I got my fingers crossed, hoping I'm going to be able to get on. I don't know how crowded Zoom is going to be or what impact it's going to be. But you know what? I'm not going to throw up my hands and say, not such a good idea. I'm going to give it a shot. And who knows what will happen down the road. You know, maybe it'll work, and then maybe it won't work, and we'll say, let's try a different time. You know, that we can do it later. We can do it. Hopefully, we may even have so much fun. We do it on Christmas, too. So, we're going to be right here, 4 o'clock, every day, unless I tell you different. I may take some of the weekend off. I may not. I don't know. I would like you to see this as a visit, an afternoon visit with your friends. You can feel free to chat with each other in the background if you want. You know, just type in anything you want. This is for all of us to participate, support each other. I hope for you it'll be a resource, and it will be something to hold on to, especially if you're feeling alone. And I want you to know I'm here for you even when I'm not on the screen. You can private message me on Facebook or email me at reveille@aol.com. Just like with the first time of confinement, the shutdown we had from March through May, I think we came through it better because we shared it. And you know what they say, that sorrow shared is halved and joy shared is doubled. So let's double our joy, double our fun. A lot of people, as I said, are not really looking forward to this. There may be resentment, anger, victimhood, and I'm inviting you to change that. Forget it. That's history. We're going to make this an amazing holiday. Now, it says in the title, historic. There has never been a holiday like this before. Lord willing, there never will be. Not for us anyway, not in our lifetimes. Yes, there have been rough holidays before, but not like this, not for us, not in our lifetime. So hopefully this is a one-of-a-kind thing. So you want to make it good. You want to be telling your great-great-grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, whatever, stories about, boy, back in the day, back in 2020, when we all had to stay home for the holidays, or else. That or else is going to be interesting 2 weeks from now, see how the travelers make out. But that's not ours to worry about. So I want to really let you know that your experience of this holiday season is all in your mind. It's all in your mind. Yes, I felt like everybody else when they said shut down. And you know, I was tempted to go and sit on my pity pot and write out invitations for a pity party. There will be no pity party here. I am sorry. My life does not have room for pity parties. Yes, we do have bad things happen. Yes, we all have things to grow through, but let's not get into that. Let's turn this thing that we consider a problem into a project. Now, I'm going to ask you to share, as I said, please participate in this and share ideas and experiences. I'm probably going to do some Q&A. I may ask you, you know, questions about your holidays and what they're like. So get those little gears running. I'm going to show you some great crafts. So with that, we're going to have two things. Our time is half gone. Isn't that amazing? The two things we're going to do today, one of them is a no-brainer, no problem, no cooking recipe. And I'm going to put my little apron on because I'm keeping my food clean and I'm keeping my clothes clean. I didn't know if you noticed I was wearing my shirt that says Making Magic Happen. Now here's something you probably didn't realize with these aprons. This is a chef apron. So you go around back and then you bring it around front to tie it again. Most chefs will tie their aprons in front. I don't know, it just works that way, I guess. So I'm putting on my apron, and typically I would probably cover my hair, but my hair's got enough issues today, and I look pretty hideous when I put that on. Another thing you're going to see is my hair changing as we go through because I am in isolation. I am not going to be getting my hair cut. I have a solution for that. You'll see one of these days. And I got a pink wig. It's a cosplay wig. And I had it on and I really like it. But I'm not putting it on until my hair gets so hideous I don't want anyone to see it. So today we're going to make a treat. And twist this a little bit. And the treat you may have remembered. This is in my house. It would not be Thanksgiving if we didn't have stuffed dates. Now, they have grown and changed over the years. Now, I already washed my hands, so I'm good to go. And so you want to get a really good kind of date. Last year, I was getting ready to make stuffed dates, and I was making them for all my family. So I sat down, I put a Christmas movie on, and I got all my dates and my nuts and my stuff together, and I laid it all out. And then I found some of the dates were moldy. Seriously. I had 2 containers, so I said, ooh, and I opened the second container, it was moldy. So I make sure I get a good brand of dates. I had to go back and do it all over again. So this is one of the things about dates. These are so good for you. Now, I know we all love the candies and stuff like that, and that's a good thing. But they don't offer us a lot. Whereas dates, oh my goodness, they have fiber, they have iron, and what I stuff some of them with is nuts. So I'm stuffing these with walnuts. When we were kids, my mom used to get dromedary dates. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with dromedary dates, but they come in a little square box, and they are super, super sticky. And so what she would do is we would make the stuffed dates, and then she would roll them in sugar. Well, God bless my soul. It's a wonder I'm not addicted to sugar with the sugar my mom used to put on stuff. She would cut pineapple, sprinkle it with sugar. She would prepare strawberries and slice them up, sprinkle it with sugar. Everything had sugar. So you see, what I'm doing with these dates is I am just cutting them in half. I like the ones that are a little more tender. I use the ones that are harder to kind of put in things like banana bread and stuff like that. So I'm cutting, making a slit, making it in half, and then I stuff with walnuts and then with pecans. Now, I made a batch of these to send to my kids last week, and what I did is I made all the walnut ones first, then all the pecan ones, and then all the other types. There's 2 other types we're going to do today. Now, that's how it changed. When I was a kid, we basically made dates, and you had your choice. It would either be peanut butter or walnuts. Well, over time, I've had an awakening, and there are many things that you can put in a date. So the next thing I'm going to put in the dates is some peanut butter. So here we're taking a date, which is a very healthy piece of fruit, and we are going to stuff it with a little protein. You do not get like a super soft peanut butter because you'll never get it to stay in there. So, and these, if you just make them with a little care, they come out absolutely beautiful. And you're guaranteed people are going to like them. People tend to kind of like stuff that is stuffed. If it's stuffed, they like it. Okay, so we've got two walnut, two date, two peanut butter, and then we're going to do the new one, Nutella. Yep. That I just thought of a couple of years ago. I said, I wonder what a stuffed date would be like if it was stuffed with Nutella. So I made them. I thought they were pretty good. And then I shared them with my family, and they thought, oops, sorry I didn't change knives. I brought out two knives, so I have one for peanut butter and one for Nutella. So I'm going to make them with Nutella. This is a great thing to make, so if you're not going to be with your family, you think, oh, well, there's no sense in cooking because I'm not going to be with my family. Oh, hockey puck. Make the stuff, pack it up, put your mask on, go to the post office, and send it. So there can be a little bit of you by their holiday table. That was my plan, and it can work for you as well. So here we go, and you see that in just a couple of minutes, we were able to make a pretty little snack. Now, if you had, most people will have one or two. Sometimes they'll have like 8. But here's a nice little snack tray you can put out, and you can add little pieces of cheese to it, or some fresh fruit, or whatever. So that is our little recipe for the day. And I'm going to put this stuff back out of sight. I'm going to have that later with my dinner. There. So, are you having fun yet? I hope so. So we've got some stuffed dates going. We're going to be looking forward to sharing pictures and stuff like that. And the last thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to read you a story. It's a Thanksgiving story that I wrote. I wrote it for a writing class I was in. But I thought you'd kind of get a kick out of it. So, story time. Sit down. Relax. Make sure your coffee or tea is warm. Okay, we ready? Although he was 42 years old, Eric was tingling with anticipation of a small child. Thanksgiving, limitless food, no diet, and football all afternoon. It didn't even bother him that they were entertaining his wife's family, because he had his great escape. In preparation for this momentous occasion, he had decided to finally join the 21st century and have satellite TV installed. I wrote this a few years ago. I don't even know if they still do satellites. Anyway, to sweeten the deal, he'd bought a 54-inch flat-screen smart TV with all the bells and whistles, picture-in-picture, record, rewind, and at least 100 other features he might never even use. The icing on the cake was a special offer by the cable company, an unlimited ESPN pass for a whole month. He could watch it all, free. Well, aside from the regular monthly charges. By 9 a.m., intoxicating fragrances of Thanksgiving started to fill the house. Aromas, including but not limited to roasted turkey, 3 kinds of pie, stuffing, homemade rolls. Eric gathered the children together to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on their new TV. He recalled a Thanksgiving past when he'd stood on a curb in New York City, cold and miserable, in drizzling rain, trying to watch the parade while being jostled by masses of people. He smiled smugly. Ha! Today I will watch the parade in style, warm and cozy with my kids snuggled around me in their jammies. Everyone settled in with a breakfast of hot chocolate and cookies. Hey, it's a holiday, he told his wife. He turned on the TV. The screen came up black. Then a message appeared. Searching for signal. In unison, a cry went out. No! Eric fiddled with the remote control. He shook it. He banged it against the palm of his hand and opened the back to fiddle with the batteries. Next, he resorted to the instructions. You know how that goes. When all else fails, read the instructions. Nothing helped. He would have to call customer service. They lived in the country, and his cell service wasn't great, so he reached for Old Faithful, the landline. To do so, he'd need to go to the kitchen to make the dreaded call. He dialed, thinking, oh, please, God, let the person on the other end have English as their primary language. Then his heart sank. Hello, this is Cho. How are you doing this fine day? Cho? No, Cho. Che ho he. Cho. The light of comprehension went on in Eric's brain. Well, Joe, I am clearly not doing well, and this is not a fine day because the system I just purchased has no signal. Not to worry, sir. I am sure I will be able to help you get your signal back up. Are you by the TV now? The telephone cord would not stretch to the living room. He shot his wife, Carol, a desperate look and said, help, as he nodded his head in the direction of the living room. Shaking her head and turning down the stove, Carol headed for the TV. Okay, Joe, we're by the TV now. Okay, please press the reset button. Eric, stretching the cord as far as he could, called to his wife, do you see something that says reset button? No. What does this reset button look like? Joe, what does this reset button look like? It's round, like on-off button. Eric discerned the correct word. Button, honey, like the on-off button. There are lots of buttons, she snapped. The print's so small I can't tell which one it is. A black cloud of gloom began to seep into the house. Oh, where might the reset button be located, Joe? There was clearly an edge in his voice, exposing his frustration. Sir, that is reset button. It is add E-S-A-Y reset T. Eric noted that for some strange reason, Joe sounded a little exasperated. Is different on different receivers. What is serial number you refer? Honey, what's the serial number? How the heck would I know? Where is it supposed to be? Where might I find the number, Joe? Well, it could be on bottom or back. Look on the bottom or the back. Carol was starting to grumble under her breath while trying to maneuver the box so she could find a number. Okay, it's MD 755681243. Eric repeated the number into the receiver. Oh no, that is model number. The serial number starts with S-E-R. It starts with A's and E and R, he called out to Carol, loud enough so Joe could overhear. No, sir. Ace. Ace, like in Sam. Carol had enough. She threw up her hands and walked over to Eric, signaling him to hand her the receiver. Okay, Joe, she snapped. Where exactly is the serial number located? As Joe and Carol struggled to communicate across miles, continents, and language barriers, Eric stood by with a defeated look on his face. Meanwhile, Keith, their 10-year-old son, walked over to the TV, assessed the tangle of black wires resembling spaghetti, and tightened one of the connectors. Poof! Like magic, Bullwinkle popped onto the screen, floating above the crowds cheering standing on the curbs of New York City. The cheers were echoed in the living room. Woo! Woohoo! Never mind, Carol said to Joe. The picture is back. Oh, good, good. Is there anything else I can do for you today? This was followed by a pause, and then laughter on both sides. Carol's voice softened. A flush of regret for the annoyance they had poured out on a man who lived thousands of miles away, who was there for the holiday for them. Yes, Joe, have a happy Thanksgiving. A good day. And you too, Mrs. Eric. Enjoy your turkey and football. Surprised, she laughed that he even knew what their Thanksgiving was. In fact, they were both laughing as she hung up the phone. She looked into the living room and saw her precious family gathered around the TV, oohing and eyeing, and she knew it really was going to be a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, God. So, whatever your Thanksgiving is going to be, you can make it a happy Thanksgiving. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and our time together, and I hope you enjoy it with me again tomorrow. We'll have more surprises and who knows what, maybe another recipe, maybe a joke, maybe a story. How about if you think of something you might want to share with us? And I can't see everybody who signs on because I'm using my phone, but I would like to say hi to Patricia Maddox. It's been so long. And Leslie Robin Wilson, I saw you there. I saw Kathy McHugh. They there. I'm just so happy that everybody I did see is there. Everybody I didn't see, come back and have more fun. I'm going to put these on YouTube, so if you miss anything, you'll know you can find it up there. Hey, Laura. Thanks, Laura. So glad you're here. God bless. Great day. And I'll see you later. Have a happy, okay? Make some stuffed dates.